Hey guys, my name is Shakti. I'm working as IELTS trainer at Einstein Academy. I've got 15 years of experience and I'm certified by the British Council, IDP and the Cambridge English. This is my first video and I would love to make more for you. The only objective that I have is today to improve your vocabulary in the IELTS exam. In this video, you're going to learn the top 10 IELTS vocabulary, which is easy to learn and use in IELTS writing and speaking modules. You should learn vocabularies and synonyms because of the Lexical Resource assessment criteria. In order to get a high score in writing and speaking modules, it is always good for you to learn more words. Today, many students face challenges in writing and speaking modules. They repeat the same words again and again, and either they don't use paraphrasing techniques or they don't use synonyms. That's why I brought you this lesson, and we have 10 vocabulary here, and we can also learn the synonyms of those words, and also we will learn how to make a sentence for these words. Okay, now let's learn the first word called essential. It may be a popular word, but sometimes you don't remember in exam. That's just because you are in stress or nervous or anxiety, so you don't know, you can't remember a word which is relevant to the question or the topic. So, but again, I wanted you to remember all the synonyms for this word essential. It's an important word actually. The meaning is also important. You see the synonyms here: vital, necessary, crucial, important, key. Where can you use this word? Probably in advantages or disadvantages. Even in agree or disagree, anywhere that a question or a topic sentence that you wanted to use advantages, you want to talk something about the advantage of your idea or of a product or something, you can use this word essential. For example, if they're going to ask you why television is important for children, why computer is used more and more in education today. If you're going to get a question like this, then I would recommend you to use this word in your first, the very beginning of the sentence. For example, nowadays television has become an essential part of our lives. Similar, if there is a question related to physical education, why physical education is important in curriculum today, in academic syllabus or something like that, then you can say physical education in high school is essential to the development of a healthy body posture, and physical activity can help children building strong bones and muscles, control weight, reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. So you see, we have used essential. If you want to replace this word essential with another synonym which is having the same meaning, then you can use vital, important. So that's why you need to learn synonyms. So for one word essential, you have learned 5 synonyms. So you are avoiding the repetition in speaking or in writing module, especially in the essay. Right? So the first word what we learned today is essential. And then let's move on to the second one. This is another popular word called a catastrophe. Where can you use this word? See, I have brought a background here. I have brought a situation here. The recent oil spill and fire in Assam was an environmental catastrophe. That means what? You can use this word in IELTS related to a situation where they're asking about environmental or any effects or disaster or something negative. Yeah, so in such situations you can use this word catastrophe. So what are the synonyms? What is the exact meaning? It's a disaster, crisis, calamity, tragedy, ruination, destructive. So obviously these are all the negative side. So when you get a question related to environmental topics or pollution or even traffic or anything, then you're going to talk about, you're going to use this word catastrophe. And the oil spill just happened a few weeks before. And then the second example sentence that we are going to see is about the coronavirus. So the coronavirus pandemic crisis is not a natural disaster. So we have used crisis here, we have used disaster here. So instead we are not repeating the same word again and again. Yeah, remember that. Third one, deforestation. What is deforestation? Deforestation on such a massive scale is a catastrophe for ecosystems around the world. That means you are cutting down the trees. People are occupying for something. Yeah. So then it is a disaster. So that's why when you get a question like this related to the environment related topics, you can use this word catastrophe, and it is now easy for you to remember. Yeah. The third word that we are going to learn is predominant. You may be using this word, or you must have heard this word somewhere. What is the meaning of predominant? It's nothing but primary, chief, or main, or principal, or something superior strength, or influence on something, or the prevailing authority. Yeah, it's nothing but the first one, the primary reason, the main advantage. Then you will understand now where you can use this word. In the topic sentence you can use, or anywhere that you are giving a stress, you are giving an importance there, you are going to say as a first thing. Yeah, so in such situations you can use there the principle. Yeah, okay. So let's see the examples now. Imagine if you're talking about a city or a country or anything, then you're saying Mumbai is predominantly a modern city. And then you're explaining how it is predominant, how it is a principle. The city is having the main features. You see, again we have used main. Main features of high-rise buildings, malls, amusement parks, and educational institutions. And then second one, the primary reason for using public transport is to reduce traffic and pollution. So you're going to give a reason, then you can use that primary or the main reason, right? And then if it is an advantage question, then you can use again. The main advantages of learning a second language at young age to improve problem solving, critical thinking, and listening skills, right? So now you will not forget how to use the word predominant. What are the synonyms? Primary, main, principal, superior, strength, influence, prevailing. And then number 4 is ramification. Even in the question itself you will get this word ramification. Okay, especially in problems and solutions type of questions, or negative effects, positive or negative side, in such questions you can use this word ramification. It's nothing but effects, consequences, results, outcome. As a result, what is going to happen? As a result of COVID-19 pandemic disease, many businesses are affected. It's an effect of COVID. That's how you can use this word. See some of the examples here. Say example, there is a question they're asking about computers, whether it is good or bad. In such situation, you can use this even in the introduction or in the paragraph. Some people think that using computers for learning is a positive development, while others disagree because it will lead to adverse ramifications. When you use ramification word, you can use adverse also. It's a collocation. So these two words goes together, and your score slightly can improve, especially in the lexical resource part. And then second example, before you quit your job, make sure you're aware of the ramification of not having a salary to pay your bills. So during this situation, please think about the effects. If you are quitting the job, then what will happen to you? You must be having a lot of dues, and how will you manage with it? So that's what adverse effects. You can use adverse effects, adverse ramifications, like that. Okay, so 4 words you have learned so far. What are those? Essential, catastrophe, predominant, ramification. Number 5, what we are going to learn is inevitable. Inevitable is nothing but unavoidable, an unavoidable situation. Now we are in unavoidable situation, right? So that's how it is. And then still there are more synonyms: unpreventable, certain, imminent, undeniable, irresistible. So you can use any of these words, but which is easy to remember for you? Unavoidable, unpreventable. And be careful when you're writing, when you're using these words like inevitable or unavoidable and unpreventable. Spelling, take care of your spelling. Okay, let's see the examples now. Learning to live with COVID-19 is inevitable for India now, but even with the ideal containment, the virus spread is unpreventable. So see, we are not repeating again and again inevitable word. Instead, we are using an alternative word, unpreventable. Right? Okay. Then the second example, e-learning is inevitable in the future, and it is the beginning of a modern education. So that means what? Online learning or technology, using a technology and learning, using a mobile phone, using an app and learning something is inevitable in the future. You don't need to have a physical presence in the classroom, right? So why? Because you can save traffic, you no need to go to an institute, or you no need to go to a college. Instead what? At your own convenience, you can sit and use the technology for learning. That's how it is. That's what we mentioned here. E-learning is inevitable in the future, and it is the beginning of a modern education. So 5 words you have learned. Great. And then let's see the 6th one. Number 6 is foster. What is foster? You must have heard a beer name called foster, yeah? What it means? Nurture, enrich, encourage, promote, right? So you're promoting a nation's culture, you're promoting a children's growth, you're promoting the development of something, you know, that's how this word fostering children's development or something, yeah? So you see the example here. As many argue, fostering a nation's arts and culture is a wise use of government funding. That means what? Promoting a nation's arts and culture is a wise use of government funding. So if you're going to use a portion of the government funding for promoting nation's arts and culture, then it is good. That's how the meaning is. And then the second example, I'm trying to foster an interest in classical music. A couple wanted to adopt a child they had been fostering. That means they were promoting a child, or they were looking after someone and they wanted to adopt the child. That's what they had been fostering. Okay. So this is an important word to remember. Number 7, plethora. Wow. So many trainers and many students always talk about this word on social media, on YouTube channels. You know, you must have heard this word many times. So that's why I brought you even this word for you. Many students don't know where to use this word. What is the exact meaning of this word? How to use this word in a sentence? You know, learning a word is important. More than that, how to use that word in a proper situation. It should be precise and accurate in the situation, in the background that you are using. That's why I brought you this word, plethora, P-L-E-T-H-O-R-A. What it means? A lot of. The direct meaning is a lot of, large, excess, abundance, plenty, too much. It's an easy word for you to remember, plethora. Some coffee shops have a plethora of drinks. That means what? A lot of drinks in their menu to choose from, while others have only a few choices. So you see here, you need to use a plethora. That's important. Okay, if you're not going to use this a, then it may be it may not be correct. Okay, so it's always good to use a plethora of drinks. She knows to cook a plethora of dishes. The city faces a plethora of problems. Here we are using the plethora of rules and regulations in the new labor law is confusing. Okay. Now you remember this word. You will not forget this word, plethora. So let's see the 8th one. Number 8 is what? Tedious. Oh, it's a tedious job. The healthcare workers are feeling that the job is tedious. That means what? Maybe boring, dull, mundane, or slow, or tired of because of that, or something like that. You can. So you see the word synonyms here: slow, boring, dull, mundane, dry. Let's see the examples now. Online shopping can be far less stressful than eating the high street shops because there are no huge crowds of people or tediously long queues. Tediously long queues. So this is what an advantage and disadvantage situation of online shopping and offline shopping. So instead of going to the store, better you purchase things in online itself. And what is the benefit? So you don't need to wait there in long queues because it's boring, dull. You have to stay there for a long time and you have to travel too far to buy something, right? So it's tedious to go and spend one full day in a supermarket or in a market or in a mall. That's how it is. So second one, if it is related to the job, so people, you maybe heard people using this word. The job is tedious, but the pay is good. Yeah, that means what? The job is a boring one. What I was doing before, I'm doing the same thing. After switching this job, after coming to this new job, again, I'm doing the same thing. But you know why I accepted this job? Because the pay was good. That's how it is. We are bored by the speaker's tedious talk. Yeah, so if you're bored with the lecture, or if you're bored with the if you're hearing to some conversations, or if you're in a meeting or something, you can use this word. We are bored by the speaker's tedious talk. I was bored in that meeting because of the manager. He was talking. It was tedious talk. So like in such situations, you can use this word tedious. Also, you can use this word called mundane instead of these common words. Why I'm asking you to use this word? Because if you want to get that, reach that 8 and 9 band in lexical resource, not the entire score, in the lexical resource. If you want to get that score, then you can use a different word, a rich word. You can say in this way, mundane. The job is mundane. Yeah, okay. So let's move on to the 9th one. Hindrance, which means what? Something stopping you. It's an obstacle, a barrier, deterrent, impediment, blocking you, block, curb. Yeah. So what are the hindrances that you're facing today? You're not able to go to the office. You're not able to go and meet your friends. Your travel plans are postponed. These are the hindrances. Why these hindrances? It's just because of the disease the virus is spreading, and etc. So these are the obstacles for you. Right, so let's see the examples now. After draining out the flood water, they can construct tunnel systems without any hindrances or without any hindrance. The advantages of international travel outweigh its hindrances for many reasons. That means what? So the international travel has more benefits even though there are few hindrances. If you don't put a curb on your spending, then you will run out of money. That means what? You have to stop. You have to put an end for your spending at this situation. It's an economical crisis. So then you have to put a curb on your spending. So this is how this word hindrance can be used under these circumstances. So understand, using the word in an appropriate situation is very important. Just memorizing this word alone will not help you. Okay. So last one that we are going to learn is sedentary. What is sedentary? It's nothing but inactive lifestyle. Or you're working in a company and the job is defined as it's a desk-bound job. That means what? You're sitting in the same place and doing some work in the system, and you're not moving at all. You're idle there. That's how it is. So you see the synonyms: inactive, sitting, desk-bound, idle. Then you should be aware now this word under what circumstance you can use. If they're asking you a question related to lifestyle, health-related problems, anywhere in these areas you can use this word. Yeah. So even there was a question a couple of months before in IELTS about people today even having more gyms. People are not doing exercises. What are the reasons? In such situation, despite a large number of gyms, a sedentary lifestyle is gaining popularity in the contemporary world. Yeah, obesity and sedentary lifestyle are linked with an increased risk of heart disease. People with sedentary jobs generally need to eat less than those are in the active occupations. You remember now? Yeah. So the last 5, what did we learn? Number 5, inevitable. Number 6, foster. Number 7, plethora. Number 8, tedious. Number 9, hindrance. Number 10, sedentary. Yeah. So you have learned 10 vocabulary. Along with the vocabulary, you have learned the synonyms also. At least say an average of 4 synonyms per vocabulary. That means at least 40 words you have learned today. We didn't stop there. We also learned how to make sentences with these words, and it is important for you to learn in this method if you want to get a high score. Yeah, vocabulary is important. It's not just for writing and speaking, it is also for listening and reading. In listening also, when the speaker is talking about something, they may use these words, and if you don't understand this word, you can't think, or you can't paraphrase that, you can't think of a synonym. Same only in reading also. You will waste your time if you don't know the meaning of a word. Right? So learning new words with synonyms is very important in IELTS. First you need to develop the skill, then you can get band 7 and above easily. Okay, many students ask me like, I prepared a lot, I was preparing for 1 month, 40 days, 50 days, I've taken 10 mock tests, but still I've got only 6.5 band in writing, or overall 6.5. Why? Because you didn't give importance to the vocabulary part. Okay. In order to get high score in the lexical resource, you need to follow the 5 steps. Number 1, learn new vocabulary every day. Number 2, also learn the synonyms. Number 3, make sentences. Create sentence for each word that you are learning every day. Number 4, pronunciation. Go to Google and type the word that you wanted to learn and listen to the audio. You have the 3 options to choose from: British accent, US accent and the Indian accent if you're from India. Number 5, practice and repeat this process again and again so that before the exam you will learn at least 300 to 400 words. This will help you to get a high score. So thank you for watching. Please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want any personal coaching, you can always WhatsApp to us to this number 8754543330. See you again.